Good morning, Year 6. In this video, I'm going to talk you through today's science. This is going to be part 1 of the video, and in part 2, I'm going to show you how to carry out the investigation that I'd like you to have a go at too. We're going to be doing our work on this document here, Science Light 25th of Jan, so go into that. We're going to be looking at a couple of ideas today. Firstly, the idea that we're going to be looking at shadows and the shape of shadows, how that's the same as the objects that cast them. We're also going to look at the size of shadows and how that depends on the position of the light source and the object in relation to each other. That might all sound a bit alien at the moment. So, a couple of warm-up questions. If we look at these objects in the photographs, how is a shadow made in each of these photos? This is a good one to look at, the photo of the tree. How's that shadow being made? Where is the shadow? What side of the object is it appearing on? Is it the same side as the light source, or is it the other side? Let's also have a think about how shadows from different objects compare. For example, if we look at a transparent object like these glasses, the lenses on these glasses, how does the shadow of the glasses differ? How is it different to the shadow of something that's opaque, that doesn't let much light through at all, like these forks? Lastly, let's have a bit of a think about what changes the size of a shadow. Why might a shadow be shorter or longer? There's some questions to just have a think about. You don't need to write anything down. Pause the video, and then I'm going to take you through the answers. So, a shadow is the dark area that's made when an object, for example this tree, blocks the path between a light source and what we call a screen, some kind of surface. The shadow will appear as this dark area on the screen, on the surface, and that's the area where the light can't get through to. It's being blocked by the object. Now, the shape of the shadow will be the same as the outline of the object. That's because light travels in straight lines. However, it will be the same shape as seen from the location of the light source. So that's why the angle might be a bit different. The perspective might be a bit different. It might seem a bit stretched or squashed, as our viewpoint obviously won't be the same. Shadows made by opaque objects, things that aren't see-through at all, are the darkest. Translucent objects, objects that allow some light through, will have a bit of a paler shadow. And sometimes that shadow even shows the object's colours. Lastly, completely transparent objects, completely see-through objects, make no shadows at all. Now, your first task for today, thinking about some of that vocabulary I just introduced you to. Have a look at this photograph here. Here we've got a shadow being created. For that to happen, we need a light source, we need an object getting in the way, and we need a screen, a surface on which the shadow appears. I'd like you to answer these sentences. What is the light source in this photo? What's the thing creating the light? What is the object that's blocking the path of the light? And lastly, what is the screen? Remember, that's the surface on which you see the shadow. Pause the video, and on your work, click edit and answer those questions in the spaces here. Now, what you should have got is that the light source was the sun, that's where the light was coming from. The object blocking its way was the penguin, and the screen was the snow or the ice. That was the surface on which the shadow appears. In video 2, I'm going to talk to you about our shadow experiment that we're going to be doing.